Learning the simplicity, the art of learning the basics. As we all know that complexity is the ensemble of simplicities. An automobile is assembled by hundreds of simple mechanical and electrical parts. A human body is actually a very large-scale biological integrated system. It is a daunting task to learn the detailed construction of either system, unless you are actually working on it. The fact is that our brain is not designed to remember or equipped to learn very complicated systems or complicated equations. This slide summarizes complexity and simplicity learning. Complex learning is actually an ensemble of many learning simplicities as a very large-scale integration system, which we presented as an equation from the following. Complex learning is the summation of simplicity learning. It is also the integration of simplicity learning. That is, complicated system synthesis equals assembling various basic operating subsystems. Complicated roadmap equation is the summation of various simple equations. Although human has millions and millions, billions that is, of neurons, and they are massively interconnected with billions and billions synapses, our brain is not purposely designed to remember billions and billions bits of information. It is, in fact, a serious mistake to ask our neural network to overburden its capability. In our experience, it is more efficient to ask our neural network to understand the simple components and put them together. Later, we can build a more complex integrated system. It is evident from our experience that it is much easier to remember and to understand the basic concepts and physical significances than the complexity which can be forgotten easily. In this context, for certain subjects such as learning math, science, cognitive learning is more efficient and effective. Thus, the art of understanding the basics and fundamentals is far more important than memorizing complex equations. As we have mentioned earlier, complex learning is actually the integration of learning many simplicity of knowledge. Simplicity of learning is also associated with simplicity of representation, as shown in the next slide, 26. The art of simplicity. Simple symbolic representation helps learning. Without these simple symbolic representation, mathematics and science would be more difficult to facilitate, to develop, to learn, to understand, and to apply. One can imagine it would be difficult to remember and understand the energy equation of Einstein. It is if it's represented by a complicated equation. Once again, I will stress that the human brain is absolutely good in learning simplicities, the fundamentals, the basics, and the significances. And we should fully exploit this inherent capability rather than forcing our neural network to memorize or to learn the complex equations, that is, the complexities. Needless to say that if one is working on the complex system, then one is required to understand the complexity of the system or remember some complex equations. But most of the time, we don't need to, because we now have many storage gadgets that can assist us.